If there's anything worth doing, it's worth doing right. Breakfast is something worth doing for all of us, so it's worth doing right. I sent out a survey to 200 BYU students here on campus and received 115 responses. Of those 115 respondents, just over half of them stated that they did not eat breakfast 7 of the 7 days of the week. And of those half that didn't eat breakfast, they attributed it to a lack of time. In fact, 95% of them said this. But interestingly enough, of the 115 respondents, 58% of them stated that if they were to learn the negative and positive health benefits of breakfast, they would change their dietary habits. I have just over 1 year of experience working in dietetics, and not only that, I've revamped my breakfast diet within the last 3 months, and the results are compelling. I feel better, my grades have improved, and I'm able to focus throughout the entire day. Now this is something I want for each of you, and in order to accomplish this, I'm going to talk about 3 things that we can all do to maintain and get these same goals. The first one is to reiterate the importance of breakfast. The second one is to teach you about an important glucose, type of glucose in foods. And the third is to learn about how you can make breakfast rad. So the first point, breakfast is important. Have you ever woken up on the wrong side of the bed and you get up and you're in a bad mood and you think, you know what should come first? The mood or the food? Well, Robert A. Hingling states that one should not attend even the end of the world without eating a good breakfast. And in research done by Today.com, eating a healthy breakfast can make you feel more motivated, less stressed, and live a more optimistic, happier life. So, obviously breakfast is important, and we've all heard it, that it's the most important meal of the day. But what makes it so important? Well, it's what's in the food. You see, glucose is our body's main source of energy. And the fact of the matter is, not all glucose is created equal. According to Dr. Williams, a nutrition and dietetics professor here on campus, she taught an NDFS 100 class about what's called the glycemic index. The glycemic index measures the amount of glucose in your blood 2 hours after eating a certain type of food. And it is divided into 2 subcomponents. One is high glycemic foods, and the second, low glycemic foods. High glycemic foods are things we typically eat for breakfast: sugar cereals, bagels, and muffins. And because these things are quick, fast, and easy, and normally processed foods, they only give us a quick and fast amount of energy for a certain period of time. So how can we get more out of what we're eating? By eating low glycemic foods. Low glycemic foods are foods such as lean meats, proteins, nuts, fruits, and vegetables. And these kinds of foods can be just as easy as the high glycemic ones. Grabbing a piece of fruit, making some oatmeal, or even mixing together yogurt and granola is a very quick and effective way to get a good source of low glycemic foods, which will provide sustainable energy throughout the entire day. So hopefully I've convinced you that breakfast is pretty rad. But what does that stand for? RAD stands for regular, adequate, and diverse. We should all strive to eat a regular breakfast. In fact, according to WebMD.com, eating breakfast regularly can not only help us to lose weight, but also keep it off. And in today's day and age, we want to be that successful loser in the weight gain. The next point is eating an adequate amount of breakfast, and this is just as important as eating regularly. An adequate amount of breakfast, according to the Center for Disease Control and Prevention, can help us to reduce absenteeism, improve our cognitive function, and also live a happier life. The last point is diversity. Stephen Covey stated that strength lies in differences, not in similarities. And this applies to our diets. A diverse diet can allow us to get all the nutrients we need to have a successful day. According to the New York Natural News, a diverse diet can not only help prevent daily illness, but also reduce symptoms of chronic disease. So remember, breakfast is worth doing right. Now, in closing, obtaining a healthier, happier, and better life is just a choice away. Choose to remember that breakfast is important. Choose to eat low glycemic foods. And choose to make breakfast rad. But don't wait to make that choice. Make it tomorrow morning. If there's anything worth doing, it's worth doing right. So, breakfast is a very important meal and worth doing. Let's do it right.